Alien Earth. It's time to talk about it. I wish I wasn't sick, but it's long cold. I don't know. Just it keeps going. But I want to talk about this show because I think there's a lot to explore in talking about it. Don't know if there's a lot to explore within the show, but that's up for you to decide. Alien is one of those properties that fell victim to make content for the streaming service. I know this was an FX show, but the same day it was dropping on Disney Plus. So, I mean, it's not like we're doing much there, right? Nonetheless, this was a long gestating project. This is from Noah Hawley, who is very familiar with the world of FX. He's done numerous shows for them there. And now it's time. Well, it's not even the first time, because I guess Fargo and Legion both represent franchise stuff. But now it's time for like a proper franchise thing that's connected to the larger franchise. It's not just an adjacent X-Men project. It's set in the world of Alien, while ignoring Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And it's set on Earth. Your favorite place to talk about in terms of the Alien franchise is Earth. There is, I don't know. This is such a interesting project. I like Noah Hawley. Visually pleasing filmmaker. Very interesting projects he's worked on. Makes some sense for him to come to the alien world, but what he chooses to do is not what I would have expected from the alien world. And maybe that's a good thing. It's both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is it's trying something new in a genre, in a franchise that's been kind of stagnant. One of my main criticisms of Alien Romulus was that it's just an alien movie. You're just doing Alien. This show at least tries something different. I mean, there's still an episode where they just make the movie Alien in 40 minutes, but at least they're trying something different. So that's good. It's also bad because then you're trying something different and you almost lose the meaning of what this franchise is about. Less horror, more psychological drama about the ramifications of being human. Which is what I love for my Alien franchise. I don't know about you. I love seeing what it means to exist in a world that's broken and corrupt. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that what we're all here for in terms of Alien? I joke. But that's literally what this show's about. It shouldn't even be called Alien Earth because we're on one island the whole time, except for like a couple sequences where people go talk to Weyland-Yutani's corporation. It's on an island, and it's about corporations taking over the world and a rich guy who thinks he can change it. And I'm like, I get it, man. You want to talk about stuff. I guess Alien's the way to do it, and I can't be too mad because this franchise has had Yutani in it forever. But the premise of Alien Earth is there are 5 major corporations that run the world, which is going to happen to us soon. So, realistic. There's a ship that crashes that's housing a bunch of creatures from various planets. They crash land, and this team goes to take them, but it's a Yutani ship, so Yutani wants their product back. Samuel Blenkin's character, how would you even describe what he's playing? Just a bad Zuckerberg? Like, just a poor man Zuckerberg. He's an annoying kid who doesn't wear shoes and is just kind of stupid. He takes over all the projects, and then the rest of the show is just him, having his various pupils look at the creatures they captured and analyze them. And he also built these synthetics, which it means they took the minds of children and put them in adult bodies so they can live longer. But then what does that mean for autonomy and control and self-worth and everything, which becomes the narrative flow of this as well. Which, I mean, Alien has cyborgs and androids, and these creatures are there. So I'm not against it. It just can't sustain 8 episodes, you know? Like, there's only so much I'm willing to go on this journey where it's a lot of build-up to no absolute payoff. I know we're setting ourselves up for season 2, which was such a weird finale because it felt like nothing was truly accomplished. We don't go anywhere new. We're still in the same island, in the same boardroom pretty much, not doing anything creative there. Just different people are running the operation and in charge now. Everything's still there. We still have our xenomorph there. You could say what you will about the use of the xenomorph in this show. It is different. It's fine. It's more like a cat. So that's fine. I'm okay with it. There's other creatures, little bug things. You've probably seen the eyeball squid creature that enters a sheep and a cat and a person. Awesome little creature. You just love seeing a little guy like that exist. Breakout character of the show, obviously, is this little guy. And then just people talking, which isn't, I don't hate that. I'm okay with people talking. But it's all about the same stuff that we repeat every episode. I feel like no one's really learned any lessons or grown except for maybe Wendy. Maybe? Because she had to, because the narrative just made her go, yep, you understand now. I don't know. Not the strongest in terms of that. Like, these aren't the most polished scripts in the world. And there's a lot of characters all in the same room. And there's not much exciting happening with them. The exciting stuff is the visual language. Now, if we're comparing Fargo and Legion to Alien Earth, I do think it is the weakest in terms of visuals. That's not a bad thing, though. It just looks like a polished streaming show. I did watch it on Disney+. It had the quality of it was made for that kind of show, right? It was just made for Disney, so it just looked a certain way. It looks crisp and clean. The aliens are good. There's some cool camera tricks. But aside from some really strong dissolves and good choice of music, the visual language is beautiful, but not great. It's not really eye-catching or poppy like the other stuff. I don't know. It feels like we just kind of fumbled along the way. Very strong beginning. It just set up its tension so well and then ultimately didn't really pay off what those things were. I don't hate any of the characters, but I don't know if I'd say any of them are things I need to explore further in another season. This is led by Sydney Chandler, who plays Wendy. She's the first of these synthetic people to come live, and she's like, it's a Peter Pan metaphor, the kids that don't grow up, but then they do grow up, and how do you like live and all that stuff. If you want to see a bunch of grown actors acting like kids, there's worse versions. You know, like that's good. She's really compelling until she doesn't have much to do and is just like tasked with being the exposition and narrative controller, which is a shame. Alex Lothar plays her brother. Doesn't really do much of anything. He just kind of shows up and reacts, which is a shame. Quite a shame. For a show called Alien Earth, I expected more stuff on Earth as opposed to one island owned by Bezos or whatever. Then you have the fascinating dynamic that didn't really go anywhere aside from one interesting action sequence, which is Krish and Morrow. And these are two characters that are different types of like android synthetic people. One's a hybrid, one's an android, I think. There's like the tension of the new models and their obsolete nature and like working for these different corporations. Like Krish is working for this rich kid and then Morrow's working for Yutani. And you have these beings that are created by these corporations kind of like talking and arguing, but it doesn't even come out as strong as stuff we've seen from WandaVision with the Visions talking. Doesn't go anywhere. Ultimately, it's to them fighting, and then when we're setting up that maybe their like loyalties are in like fray and they could be going to these different places, that doesn't really go anywhere either. I don't know. Like, where did we really go? We saw some xenomorphs. They acted different, but that's okay. There was one episode that was just Alien again with Morrow and his crew because he was on the ship that crashed to Earth. So that was fine. And then just a lot of looking at stuff. Nobody's bad in this. Like, the kids are fine. They have interesting stories about like finding autonomy and meaning in their lives now. They have like their surrogate parent figures and the ones that like transferred them over to these new bodies. That's all interesting. But I wonder if it would be more interesting if it wasn't under the guise of an alien universe, if we didn't have to reference Yutani and Power Loader and Xenomorph every other, 25 minutes. I wonder. Or the fact that it's in this universe make it better? It's not the worst thing this universe has produced. It is simply the most unnecessary, if that makes sense. Not that I was expecting like a big sweeping scale. I wasn't. The chances it took, they weren't the best. And when talking about big corporations in 2025, it's been handled better elsewhere. So, just kind of a bummer. I genuinely don't know if we're going to get another season of this. I think the ratings are good, so maybe. But I just don't know if there's enough that engrossed me to be like, I gotta see where this is going. Which maybe is how a lot of people are feeling. It does look pretty good, but falls flat at the end. I really like Sydney Chandler. I hope she finds better projects. I really do. So, Alien Earth. I am going to give a 6 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.